Hello, everybody. This is Paul Fisher with another live broadcast. Today is Thursday, the 10th of May, and it's 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. I'm in the Las Vegas area, and we'll be talking about TBC, which is the Billion Coin, a cryptocurrency that came out 2 years ago. And we purposely, or the creator of it purposely, did not intend to ever put it on a trading market exchange. Reason why, if you're new to this and you don't understand what happens when things go on a market, is that the wealthy could come in and buy it up, and they can manipulate the price and cause it to fluctuate on a daily basis. You've seen it with the stock market. Most of us are all familiar with the stock market because it's been around so long. But with these coin markets that have been around just for a few years, with the cryptocurrencies, it's the same thing. You put a coin on a market exchange and the wealthy get to buy it up, and there's no way to control that. And then when they have a lot, they dump it, they sell it. It's called pump and dump. And they do the same thing with the stock market. These would be the central banking system participants that do this. And it's their way of grabbing the wealth, because that's what they're all about, is grabbing the wealth to themselves so that they have all the wealth. And the proof of this is the fact that there's 7.5 billion people on the world today, on the earth today, and we have only 2,047 billionaires. Last time I looked that up, a couple months ago. 2,047 people is all that have $1 billion or more dollars out of 7.5 billion people. That's the problem with the world. Okay, all you have to do is just let that sink in, that we have 7.5 billion people on this earth, and only 2,000 people have $1 billion or more. So who's in control? Whoever controls the wealth, whoever has the wealth, controls the world. Okay, relatively speaking, of course. So, this is a system that we've been under in America since 1913, straight, with no interruptions. Okay, so it's extremely powerful at this point. None of our presidents, well, only John F. Kennedy was the one that was determined to get rid of it, since 1913, have wanted to get rid of it, or the people themselves couldn't get the right person in there to do something about it. And so it has just grown so strong that there's really been nothing we can do. So we've all been enslaved by this system. Oh, I still have these on. Let me switch over to regular speakers. Hang on, give me a second. I notice when I'm on those headphones that the speaker or the microphone is not the best. That's hard to hear me. Okay, so we've been under this system and it's just enslaved us all. And we've learned, because it's all we've ever known, is how to deal with it. You know, this scarcity mindset that they've given us, caused us to have, by saying, hey, we don't have this, we don't have enough that, we don't have enough this, we don't have enough that. And we just buy it up. Okay, we just buy it up like global warming, climate change, whatever you want to call it. We just buy it up. Whatever they tell us, oh dear, we need to save the world. Yeah, like like we are the ones that are controlling the world. Like we have any say so on saving the world or not. Okay, all right. But anyway, in 2009, Bitcoin came out. Individual who calls himself Satoshi Nakamoto created the blockchain platform and made it, which is just an encryption platform, so that it could be completely private. And then it's a hardware system that is designed to, you have to work at it. There's a lot of electricity involved to create a coin. So there's what they call miners all over the world that are mining these coins. And there's only going to be 21 million coins mined. That's it. That's the cutoff point. Okay, so they've already mined over 16 million, and they'll mine the rest over the coming years. The point is that creates the supply and demand. But it wasn't moving fast enough for the people. And Satoshi Nakamoto walked away 2 years later so that the people could have confidence in the system, knowing that Satoshi wasn't going to make changes later on that would devalue the coin. So he had to do that. There was no centralization involved whatsoever. There was no control at all, except for his original platform, the plan he had. He set it, and that was it. And then he walked away. I forget who he left it to, but it was like just a partial guy that didn't really have any control. And the miners. Okay, so that was that. You could call that platform 1.0. But here we are almost 10 years later, right? And technology has increased tremendously. So now we have the ability to create a blockchain platform 2.0, even a 3.0. And that is what our creator has done. In the 2 years that we've been out, we've been growing, and we felt the growing pains on that old blockchain platform when it came to the transaction amounts that were happening, just like they had it with Bitcoin last year. And the Bitcoin had to have a fork in their system and create a new coin. And they can still only do about 10 transactions a second. Okay. So when you're on a trading exchange, every trade is a transaction. So that's why they've got so many transactions happening. It's not because people are using it peer-to-peer in tremendous amounts, or they've got their own economy and they're trying to use it like Visa and MasterCard. It's nowhere near that. There's only 12 million people approximately using Bitcoin. Okay. So that's the situation with Bitcoin, and it looks like something else is going to happen August 1st this year. I need to check that out, but I haven't been paying too much attention to it, because when I finally got involved in 2016, when it finally hit me that this thing isn't going away, I need to check it out, then I bought some, and it was, from my understanding, because it was on a market, I knew that I was not going to fool with trading it or trying to make a little profit here and there. I was just going to sit on it and watch it go up in value because of supply and demand over the months and the years. Okay. And that's all I knew at that time. But I got sidetracked because something came into my vision, and I clicked on it on YouTube while I was doing Bitcoin and cryptocurrency research, and it was called the Billion Coin. And this thing was completely different. It was built on an algorithm rather than a trading market. Okay, it still had supply and demand. They call it the Billion Coin because they're only going to mine 1 billion coins or create 1 billion coins. That's all they were ever going to do, and they created that. Okay, but what they did was they kept a little bit of centralization, because their whole mission was completely different than all the other cryptocurrencies. Their mission was, we're going to create enough coins that we're going to have our own economy. and we're going to eliminate global poverty. There's no excuse for it. There's no reason for it. This world is so abundant with materials, food, water, everything you can imagine, that there is no excuse for what the central bankers have done to us. And cryptocurrency, and the fact that it allowed people, when they found out about it, to realize, hey, this is an option. This is like gold. This is real money. It's not this worthless fiat currency that we've been using that's valued by nothing. This is valued at least by supply and demand. They're not making more whenever they feel like making more, which is what the Federal Reserve banks do after they stole our money system in 1913 and took the American citizens' money away from them against the Constitution. Okay, we had a president, two presidents actually, that betrayed us. One was an ex-president, Teddy Roosevelt, and the other one was Woodrow Wilson. And they manipulated the presidential election there in 1912. And Wilson won when he shouldn't have. It should have been another 4 years for Taft. But Taft was not paid bought. Taft was a patriot, and he refused to have anything to do with turning the money system over to a private bank. So they brought Teddy back. Teddy had been the president before Taft, and said, come on, Teddy, run against these two. You'll pull enough votes over to Woodrow Wilson, and he should win. And that's exactly what happened. And 3 days later, after he took office, he signed the Federal Reserve Act and betrayed our country. The trading dog that he was, him and Teddy. Okay, so it's been that way ever since, until John F. Kennedy came along. But the timing wasn't right. Okay, the powers were so powerful by that point, so set, that central banking system and the deep state were so entrenched, and their structure that they had built was so powerful. Their experience with both World War I and World War II were so educating to them that they couldn't be dealt with. They couldn't be messed with. Okay, so you saw what happened to John F. Kennedy. And the funny thing about it is John F. Kennedy barely won against Richard Nixon in that election. Barely. Richard Nixon was supposed to win. That was the central banker's man. Okay? Just like Hillary was supposed to win against Trump. There was no way Trump was supposed to win. Hillary was a shoo-in, right? Well, Nixon was a shoo-in in 59? 60 when they had it. It was a shoo-in. And he lost. He lost to somebody that wasn't even a politician. Just some rich kid named John F. Kennedy. Had a rich dad. Made all his money off, you know, the alcohol business when they brought it back. So when Robert came along and Nixon was faced with his brother after Johnson, and Nixon was not about to lose again to another Kennedy, that would have been enough to actually make him jump off a building. Okay. So they took Robert out before he even had a chance to be elected to be the actual opponent to Nixon. They weren't even going to give him a chance. So this is what we're dealing with, what we have been dealing with, whether we want to believe it or not. Point is, all you got to do is look around and see what's happened, look at history and see what's happening now. History just keeps repeating itself because people can't make the changes. Okay, and I don't blame any of us because there hasn't been anything we could do until now. And that is, with this technology, is getting so good that they're having a real hard time controlling it. See, back in the day, back in Tesla's and Einstein's day in the 30s, they had so much power and they were easily able to control technology. When Tesla came out with wireless electricity and was going to give it free to the whole world, they just took his grant money away from him and turned him into a street urchin. I mean, seriously, the man died of poor and in poverty and in depravity It was sickening. Here's a man that was so inventive and smart and gave us so much. Okay. Tesla, I'm talking about, Nikola Tesla. But the central banks couldn't have that. They couldn't have free electricity, wireless. They had controlled the whole system. They had built the whole system for people to pay them every single month for electricity. Okay? And that just takes common sense. But it's, you don't have to believe me. You can go back and look. Do your research like I have. I've been brought up that way my whole life. I've been doing research on that my whole life. Okay? Just simply because my mom was into it. And I've mentioned this before in almost every video. She was weird, so so I was around that, okay? Around all that stuff. You know, conspiracy theories and all that. It's just that I didn't like conspiracy theories. I liked truth. I had this passion that I had to know the absolute facts. Otherwise, I wasn't going to believe anything. That was just me. But anyway, so today we've got a system with technology that they can't control. They can't control a blockchain platform. So governments are using it to back their paperwork with all over the country. I mean, all over the world. People are using it now to free themselves up. For the first time in history, we have an opportunity to have a completely peaceful world. But not if the central banking system has any say-so whatsoever. Okay, so they are putting up a major fight. And they really don't think they can lose. But guess what? So far, since Trump's been in office, they've lost every single battle. Because he's 2 steps or 3 steps ahead of them. While he's saying something in the front for the corporate media to pick up and run on, he's got people in the background doing stuff that needs to be done. Okay? Getting rid of the deep state and the central banking system's power over countries everywhere in the world. You saw it happen in North Korea. You see it happening in Syria. You see it happening in Armenia and Turkey. You see it happening, or you're going to see it happen between Iran and us, or Iran and Israel. Israel is deep state. Netanyahu is completely deep state. Not the people. It's just like America. We're not deep state. Okay, the left Democrat liberals are deep state puppets. But within that mix, you have deep state operatives. Okay, and they keep the lie going, you know, and for their own benefit. They just lie and say whatever they need to say to get to people to go along with whatever they want them to do, which is vote for them. They wanted to hang on to office. You saw how crazy they went when Hillary lost. Okay, so the Billion coin, the reason I'm so passionate about it is because it's not on a trading exchange. It is built with one purpose in mind, to be a full currency. Okay? We don't want to sell our coin for fiat currency. We don't want fiat currency that's worthless. Okay? The only worth it has is the faith that the people have that it's worth something. And that faith is being lost all over the world. If you're an American and you're watching this video for the first time and you're learning about cryptocurrency, you're going to just simply realize that, or you'll need to simply realize that the countries in the world are all at war against the central banking's currency system, economic system. Okay, right now, we had this big crash in 2008. Nothing has improved. They've told us the opposite. Everything has improved. The corporate media, who is controlled, obviously, by the central bankers. They're the ones with the wealth. They're the ones with the gold and silver. They took it all away from us. And then they don't have all of it. But they have ours in America. And meanwhile, countries are repatriating their gold. They're taking it out of the Federal Reserve vaults and they're bringing it back to their countries. And they're purchasing more, like China. China is now backing their yuan by gold. And they're using the yuan, not the US dollar anymore, to purchase their oil. They are the largest consumer of oil on the planet. If they don't use the US dollar to purchase their oil, the US dollar is done in a country with over 1 billion people. It's done in China. Russia's already not using the US dollar, okay, in any major way. And that's why Russia is their enemy, China is their enemy. Any country that is going up against them and trying to become independent on their own economic system is the enemy of the central banking system, which has always been the US government, which they've always controlled through their money. Okay, there's so much, the corruption's unreal. And they're not going down without a fight. You see Obama out there, you see John Kerry out there, you see McCain meeting with Al-Qaeda and all this crap. So it's obvious to see what's going on. They're not going to just lay down and let the patriots and Trump destroy the system that they've been on for centuries with their control. Okay, but guess what? We see what's going on in North Korea, right? Kim has already left his country 2 times to meet with the Chinese president. 2 times he's left his country without having to worry about the deep state and making a regime change and him losing or being assassinated while he's out of his country. This is the first ever. Now, do you think he would have left unless the deep state was already out of his country? Exactly. And all we heard from the deep state and the corporate media was, we're going to war against Korea, right? Even Trump was playing along with the game. We're going to war against Korea, Third World War. And then Russia's going to come in, China's going to back them up, and we're going to have the Third World War. And now all of a sudden, it's all peace. Okay? Except for one last thing. Trump has to go meet with Kim himself. That's the last chance the deep state has to do something crazy to distract the entire world away from that last part to bring complete peace to that entire region, denuclearization, reunification of Korea, everything that's good, everything that's righteous, and all peace. And now, if you don't understand about Syria, I could talk another 10 minutes about what's been going on in Syria and the players on both sides. Just take my word. Trump and Patriots is one. Good people that are bringing peace to Syria. Russia is the other. Assad is the other, who invited Russia and invited China and invited Iran in. Well, Iran and Russia. Okay? Again, good people. We've been told they're enemies. So now Israel is watching the peace go on. All during Obama's administration, all the ISIS did was gain ground. All the terrorist system, the deep state, gained ground in Syria, and it was getting worse and worse and worse. And as soon as Trump came in, the exact opposite happened. They've been losing ground until now. There's hardly nothing left. Okay? And you see the people of Syria coming back into their towns. They love Syria. They love their president. Okay? And you've got the families of the deep state leaving. Syria's letting them go. Well, you guys want to leave? Yeah, okay, go. Okay? You're out of here. But Netanyahu in Israel is freaking out so bad because he wants so bad to have a war, because he's deep state central banking system, to have a war with Iran, who has not made war with anybody in 200 years, and they're certainly not going to make war now. So what do? They bomb some Iranian bases, supposedly. Supposedly there was like 6. We're still getting information out of there. You know how hard it is to get the truth out of Syria when the deep state's involved. So Iran, lobbed some missiles back, and nobody was hurt in Israel, I don't think. Nobody died anyway. Okay? They're just playing games again like we played games. when we missile attacked this supposed gas attack against Assad. Nobody was hurt. There was nobody in those buildings. And we've gained more ground against the terrorists. So, Iran is now dealing with very hostile Israel. Netanyahu wants to get into Syria and get rid of Assad, because then he's got Syria. And then he wants to go into Iran. Okay, and you don't have to take my word for this again. Just do your homework. But again, politics and money go together, because without your own currency, without a country's own money system, then the politics are corrupt. The politics will be controlled by the ones with the actual gold and silver, with the actual wealth. So in Venezuela, when they got themselves in so much trouble and people were starving, they came out with a cryptocurrency called, I think it was called the Petrocoin, and they based it on their oil. Problem was the central banking system and the elite have put sanctions on that country so they can't sell their oil. Well, they can sell tiny bits, I think, but not enough to really back up a coin. And the people knew that. So some people started to use it anyway, but the people were complaining, hey, you know, is this going to last? Is this real? We can't sell our oil. So does this really have value? So the government said, well, okay, we do have our gold. We have it right here in our country. So we understand what you're saying, and you're right. Until those sanctions are removed, until something changes, we're going to back this coin, this petrol coin, we're going to back it by gold. Okay? And now the entire world is watching Venezuela. And guess what? Venezuela is making deals with the Palestinians, with monetary, with money, with their own currency, with deals. Okay, this is the power of people, and it's the power of technology. You saw what happened when, you've seen what happened when every new technology came along. It brought us more power. It brought us more happiness. It brought us something good, okay? And yes, there's always bad that comes along with it too, but don't be afraid of that, because there's so much good that the good can overdo the bad. If the people unite, it's all about uniting, okay? That's why I named this video. What did I name this video? Let me go over and look and see what is going on in my live chat. I tend to forget all the time. Oh yeah, I titled this one, "The World Will Be a Better Place with You." Forget all the time. Okay. The world will be a better place with you. And so basically, I want to let you guys know, those of you that are new to TBC or looking at TBC for the first time, that we need people to have our coin. Our coin is all about being put in the hands of the people so that they can use it as money. It is money. Okay, that is the amazing thing about the billion coin, is that ours is an abundance-based coin. It's not on a market. It can't be controlled by the rich, because we've got someone, an admin, the creator, who has kept a small amount of centralization to prevent the wealthy from coming in and just buying what they want. They started out in the beginning with a plan. They only had 100 stakeholders come in their ICO, I guess you could call it. Okay, and they only allowed them to purchase so much and to have so many coins, and they vetted every single one of those 100. They knew what kind of people those people were. They were like-minded with the creator, and it just went from there. Okay, it went from there. If you had to buy coins, if you needed to buy coins, admin wasn't selling them. The creator wasn't selling them. You had to buy it from one of those 171 first people that were started in March 21st, on March 21st, 2016. You had to get it from them because they had so many of it. And as more people came in, it raised the value of the coin, because our algorithm is based on membership. Okay, we call it a billion coin, not just because we're just going to have a billion coins made, but it's also because it's going to reach a value of €1 billion is what we started out on. We valued it on the euro. Okay, but again, the euro is a fiat money, currency system. So it doesn't make sense at this point of our growth to keep referring to euros or US dollars. But we have to refer to something of what's going on out there. But we just recently are valuing it on gold. Okay, so instead of like whenever a member would join our community, it would raise the value of the price of the full coin by €1. So if you had 10,000 people come in one day, the price of our coin went up by 10,000 euros that day. So by the end of the first year, we had almost 100,000 people. I'm sorry, 100,000 people, and it had already gone up to 100,000 euros. In gold, a grain of gold is worth about it's over €2. Okay, so it doubles the price. As soon as they switch the value over to gold, we got a double price value for our billion coin. So now instead of 1 billion people, when we get to our first billion members, that was going to be that is the end of the price. It will top out it was designed to top out at $1 billion with our first billion members. And then after that, it was not going to go up anymore. Okay, so each coin was going to be worth 1 billion euros. And then you have all the pieces and divisions that could go 100 million times, like Bitcoin can with Satoshi. We've got plenty of those left over we want billionaires and we want millionaires. Multi of both. We're going to, and we are distributing the wealth out among the entire population, among the entire first billion people. Okay, we want 1 million billionaires first. Okay, remember earlier I said we had only 2,000 billionaires in the world? That's the problem. We want 1 million billionaires. Okay, of like-minded people that are basically good people. Okay, relatively speaking. We have a vetting system in place. We don't just take anybody. We don't allow the rich to come in and buy what they want. We have control over the wallet system. We had to, because people were discounting the coins when we first started out, because the price went up so fast when members joined that people realized, oh my gosh, I have all these coins and I need to pay my rent. It would be really cool if I could sell this. And people don't want to buy this high price coin anymore. So I'll sell it to them at a discount. Well, that's a no-no. Okay. When you sign your membership agreement into our private community, you sign that you're not going to discount the coin. But that doesn't stop people from doing that. So we had to take the wallets back into our own hands and control that. Otherwise, it would have been the demise of our coin. But we were prepared to do whatever we had to do. The admin has been top of things since before he came out with the coin. Okay, he had it all planned. And we've been here for 2 years in spite of everybody calling us a scam because we're not on a trading market, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But all we've done is gotten better, right? Those of us who've been around, all it's done is gotten better. And admin continues to contact us almost every day through his blog. So we have a real community. We know each other or have the ability to know each other. We know who we invite into the system and give the gift to. We're giving the gift away. I mean, why would we not give the gift away? The gift of Kringles away. Right now we're giving 25,000 Kringles away. It's worth $3,000. To anybody, man, woman, and child anywhere in the world can have it for free. Well, actually it costs $10 for your back office for a year so that you can turn around and have a link that you can give to your family and friends and anybody you love so that they can get their free Kringles. And it keeps track. Okay, so you have a way of tracking things. You can stay in contact with your people. We have a real community. Just look at Bitcoin and all the other cryptocurrencies. Nobody knows anybody who has Bitcoin. There's no community. Okay, you could say, okay, there's 12 million users of Bitcoin, but it's not a community. You can say it's a community, I guess, but it's certainly not a private community. Okay, and what we want is a private community, because we've got a mission, and our mission is to become a currency of the world, a monetary system of the world, and eliminate global financial poverty. And that's what we're going to do. So the year after the first year, when we had 100,000 members, we grew by 30 times last year, 2017. From March to this March, we went from 100,000 to 3 million. Okay, today it's 3.1 and over a half, almost close to 3.2 million. And this is the slowest period of our history because we got bogged down on that 1.0 blockchain platform, just like Bitcoin did, because we were doing so many transactions just among ourselves that it equaled the amount of transactions that were going on Bitcoin and their trading exchanges all over the world. We were buying things from each other. We were cranking. And it got so slowed down that for a few months, we couldn't even transact at all. So in the meantime, he said, okay, here's an opportunity to make a few changes we need to do. And he took advantage of all those changes while he was building 2.0, the blockchain platform 2.0. And now it's done. It's been tested. It is absolutely unbelievable. It is so fast that we can transact as fast as MasterCard or Visa does in any register in the world at the same time. Okay, think about that. If Bitcoin can only do 10 transactions per second, and we could do hundreds of thousands of transactions per minute, what is that going to do to our coin compared to Bitcoin and any other coin on the market? It's going to blow them out of the water. Okay, and that's our intention. Our whole intention is that you, the people, like I said, the world will be a better place with you. If we come together and unite, say we only grow 30 times again, from 3 million times 30, that's 90 million. At 90 million, it's still a long ways from a billion, but at 90 million, we'll have our own economy. There's not hardly any place in the United States or anywhere else in the world that won't accept the billion coin and Kringles at that time. 90 million people with a coin that's still going up in value. Business people would be nuts not to accept the Kringles. That's what we call pieces of our coin. Named after Kris Kringle, the owner, the creator of the coin, calls himself Kris Kringle because he's Santa Claus, right? He's giving the coin away. Okay. And let me look and see and say hi to all you guys. Sharon, thanks for so much. Brian, Joe, Diana Gordon, you're the best. You guys are all incredible, okay, for coming on here and making your mentions. Because Jules, thank you so much. I watched your video again. It's so cool that you guys are doing what you're doing, either making videos or coming along and supporting those of us who are. Okay, so keep doing it. Hit the thumbs up button, please, before you leave, because that's what really helps these videos get out there on the right side of suggested videos when people are looking up cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and stuff, depending on the tags we put into these videos. And that gets the word out for what we're doing. Okay, so if we grow just 30 times, we'll be at 90 million. We'll have our own economy. Okay, it won't be a worldwide economy. It won't be a solid economy, but we'll have enough that we won't have to use fiat currency. And if we do, then fine, we'll use fiat currency where they're still not accepted. But when merchandisers, retailers, business owners around the world realize that if they accept this coin, unlike Bitcoin, it's going to go up every day they have it. They know confidence that the coin is going to never lose its value. Confidence is what creates an explosion of activity. Okay, the people in Venezuela, they now have confidence that that petro coin is backed by gold. Okay, in China, if you're paying attention, trading exchanges that trade coins can be regulated because they're centralized. There's nothing private about them. So China can kick all of those trading exchanges out. Okay, we don't want your cryptocurrency in our country. We're concentrating on creating faith in our people on our yuan backed by gold. So we don't want to look at anything else. Okay, so out of our country. Okay, they could do that with trading exchanges. Again, there's another problem with putting coins on the trading exchange. Okay, and now there are individuals out there who realize that's true. Duh. And they're creating coins right now that are like ours. One, I've talked about yesterday, 200 million members already on Telegram messaging chat service. It's the 9th largest messaging service in the world. They've been around since 2013. They're completely private, no third party, not even Telegram themselves knows what you're chatting about. That's confidence in the people to say, hey, if I use Messenger on Facebook chat, Facebook knows what we're talking about. Okay, so on and so forth. But here we have Telegram. Nobody knows what we're chatting about. So like I said, when confidence happens to an individual, that brings action. 200 million people in March were chatting with Telegram. So now the owner of Telegram says, okay, now it's time to come out with a coin, but we're not going to put it on the trading exchange. We're going to keep it completely private, out of the hands of the wealthy. Well, I don't know. I really don't know his exact mission. All I know is that the algorithm is built similar to ours. It's built on everybody that purchases their coin. It raises the price of the coin just a fraction. So the next person that buys it has to buy it at a higher price. There's your abundant coin. It will never go down in value, okay, until it reaches whatever they've set for their maximum, and so on and so forth. And their ICO has broken all records. Why? Because confidence. Confidence. How much have they made already? In their ICO, $1.7 billion, and they're not even bringing the coin out until April of 2019. Now tell me that confidence isn't the key to uniting people. When people have confidence in something, especially a monetary system, a currency system where they realize it's not just currency, it's money, then everybody wants in. And the more cryptocurrency that is created throughout the world by governments, by people, the more abundance-based coins, the better for this entire world. Okay, and with the Billion coin, we're so determined to get it out there faster than fast that not only has admin, who is completely self-funded, he doesn't ask us for any money. He just started his $10 fee, okay? And you don't even have to pay the $10 fee, because when you sign up, if you're new, there's going to be 10 questions that have a little paragraph, give you a little education, and then they ask you a question, and you've got two ways to answer, okay? You got two answers, A and B, and you can pick one. You pick the one wrong, it's going to say, hey, you made a mistake, go back and read the paragraph again, and then answer it again. So you can't fail the test, but what the test does is it vets you out. If you're not like-minded, if you've got anything that's an expectation that you shouldn't be having, you're going to vet yourself out by the time you hit that 10th question. You're going to say, you know what? Forget the Billion coin. It's not really my thing. So you won't ever spend a dime. Okay. Now, those of us who have been involved, we didn't have that vetting system because he didn't have that chance, because we're migrating over to this new 2.0. He didn't have a chance to throw that in. Okay. So a lot of people with misguided intentions got into our community, and when it didn't go the way they expected, they complained. They got right on Facebook and just complained, and they became trolls, and it was ruining the value of our coin, because people don't seem to understand that when you are negative about something, it destroys the coin that you yourself have. Okay? That's just how blind people can be. So we had to find a way to vet them, to get them out. Okay? So we are, and we have, and we continue to do so, and now we have more control over that. Okay, because we want people that are going to come in and spread this out. We're in the business of distribution, not in the business of making money. We don't want to make fiat currency. I say this every day. There's no value in fiat currency. If you'll pay us in gold for our coins, okay, we'll take gold. We'll take silver. We'll take Bitcoin. Okay? But if you don't have any of those, fine. We'll take your fiat currency. But you know what we're going to do with it? We're going to turn around and we're going to, spend it on gold, silver, or Bitcoin and hold on to it. Okay? Because our home point is to be using Kringles as money to buy whatever we want. And the day is coming when we will be able to do that. We're already buying land. We're buying cars, not from a brand new dealer, but privately, private, peer-to-peer, land purchases, car purchases, computer purchases, anything you can think of out there, we're doing it. Those of us who just go out and make the deals. Yeah, lots of people say, no, I don't want your Kringle. And then a person says, wow, really? That's how it works? I'll take it. I don't need any cash right now. I'm just trying to get rid of this thing. And if you're telling me this thing, like I said the other day, a guy purchased a plot of land in Arizona. The guy wanted $16,000 for his plot of land. The TBC owner came along and said, hey, I'll give you $10,000 in TBC. He goes, well, first of all, I don't know what TBC is. Second of all, why are you offering only $10,000? I want 16. And so, you know what happened. The TBC guy says, well, this is how it works. I'm going to give you 10,000, but this 10,000 is going to grow in value by hundreds of thousands. Your 16,000, if I give it to you in cash, is not going to grow at all. Do you need the cash right now? In which case, okay, you can't accept the TBC. You can't accept my Kringles. But I'm here offering it to you because I want this land, and I'll give you 10,000 in Kringles. And you can do whatever you want with it. Okay, you can just let it sit there and grow. So the guy did a couple of days worth of research and said, oh my gosh, I'll take your 10,000 in Kringle. And the deal was done. Okay, so this is what's going on right now. And that's what went on with Bitcoin. Okay, it went on with Bitcoin like that for years until it got on a trading exchange. Okay, but we don't want ours on a trading exchange. We want ours to stay abundant, period. And the whole point is to get it in people's hands. So we're giving it to you. Okay, but now there's a $10 fee because we found that people who didn't put anything at all into it, we're getting it completely free, didn't put any value on it. They just walked away and forgot about it. And the wallets are dead. The coins are dead. It's on that old system. We're migrating to the new system. That's what's going to happen. Anybody that we can't get a hold of to migrate over to the new one, bam, they're done. Those coins that are in their wallet, they're gone. Okay, so what we did was we built a new system with a new billion coins, and we're just going to exchange the ones that come over, those coins into those coins, and leave those coins in there, and then they'll just disappear when it's done. Okay, the service will be shut down. That's the end. I'm not a techie, so I don't know all the technical things about it, but, common sense. Sorry about that. But, so it's pretty exciting right now to be involved. And that's why we're doing these 24/7 broadcasts, is because we're at a transition where we're migrating our entire 3.1 million membership onto a platform 2.0 that's going to change the world of cryptocurrency. It's going to change the world of money. It just is. If we grow 30 times, I told you we'll be at 90 million. We'll have our own economy. People all over the world will be accepting it for goods and services. Way more than what Bitcoin is doing right now. Okay? And they're struggling to do that. But the people that are smart understand, hey, it's an option to protect my wealth. I'll take it because I've got enough cash flow that I don't need to use Bitcoin and turn around and try to get my goods and services at wholesale. So I'm just going to hang on to it and watch it go up in value every 12 months, which it will. Okay, so that's what's going on with the other cryptocurrencies, mainly Bitcoin. Our coin is now worth, based on gold, one coin at 3.1 million people is worth 8 million US dollars. One coin is worth $8 million right now. And it will eventually be worth almost $3 billion per coin when we hit our first billion. And that's where it will end in its price. So if you have one coin, you will be a 3 times millionaire. A billionaire, I mean, I always say the wrong thing. A billionaire times 3. You'll be a multi-billionaire with one coin. You think, well, I can't buy a coin for $8 million. Well, no. Well, we'll give one to you. Well, why would you give us this? Doesn't that discount the price? No, it doesn't, because we're doing it in a certain way. We know what we're doing. Okay? You're going to have to either work for it or you're going to have to pay us $100. $100? Yeah, 100, well, 110, right? There's a fee. Pays for a lifetime wallet. No transaction fees. You imagine that? No transaction fees ever. For $10. Because maybe that will create a value in your head to where, oh, I've got this free gift. I did pay $10. I do have this website back office, and let me go check and see. And that's what we want. We want to step it up and get you excited so that you now will tell somebody else. Okay, you had to pay $10, so now we're forced to give you this website of yours so that you can go ahead and help your family members. It's common sense. Every time admin makes a change, okay, and it comes out on his blog that he's been blog posting for 2 years now, it gets better and better for all of us. Okay, he's a genius at just making things up to make it better. He knows how to get us to educate others and spread the confidence in our coin and give the coin out there. Okay, and he controls the wealth. You can't buy all you want. Okay, you can buy $1,000, you'll get 10 coins. Okay, if you want. Like that guy who made that $10,000 deal that accepted $10,000 in Kringles. The cookie reward system is going on right now. Okay, so for every $100 out of that $10,000 he received, he qualified for one coin. One full coin that's worth $8 million right now. And will be worth $3 billion when we hit our first billion in about 2 years. Okay? That sounds like a lot. 100 coins. 100 times 3 billion. What's that? $300 billion is the man's going to be worth. Okay? It seems like crazy to us now, right? We don't even have anybody on earth that has $300 billion. Well, there is, but we just don't know them. Okay? But, the most is Jeff Bezos, who owns Amazon, that, they'll tell us about. He's worth about what? He's been up to about 129. His fluctuates because of the stock. But he's up there around 120 something billion dollars. So he's considered the richest man in the world. And then we have Warren Buffett who says, hey, don't get involved in cryptocurrency. Don't buy Bitcoin. It's all scams. They're all scams. Buy my stocks. This is a man who ignored Jeff Bezos and Amazon in the day. He ignored Google. And then he had to cry about it later on. Oh, I blew it. I should have got my people into Amazon and Google. Look what they've done. But, he did make his billions and billions and billions on the stock market. So he knew how the old system works. He just can't keep up with technology. Okay, so You're going to hear people like that always put down cryptocurrency, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dash, Monero, whatever is out there on the trading exchange, the coin market cap. You're going to see the central banking system put it down. It is their biggest fear because it puts the control of money into the people's hands, not their hands, where they can keep us enslaved. So just think about it. It's common sense. Okay? And start using logic again, people. And everything that you do and see out there when it comes to politics and what's going on in the world, countries, governments, money, use logic when you're thinking about situations and say, okay, where am I getting this information from? The corporate media, the media that is bought and paid for by the central bankers who have all the money to buy the news people, the news, ABC and MSNBC, CNN. Who do you think owns them? Okay, they're not government news sources. They're private news sources. So this is just common sense. And if you look at what's going on around the world and you use logic, you can see what's really going on. There is a war going on between Trump patriots and the central banking system. We have friends in high places. Okay, the Russians are our friends. They're another democratic, almost completely Christian nation. Okay, China's our friends, in spite of the fact that they're still half communist. Okay, but they're half capitalism. We got all our businesses going on in China. So you've seen what's going on with Xi Jinping and Kim Jong-un and Moon. And now Trump's going to finish it off by making his appearance, and that'll be that. If the deep state doesn't do something horrible to distract the world away from that happening, and they can secure things tight enough to keep any threat from Trump's life out of there, this is going to happen. And that's what's going on right now. And so I'm just out here letting you guys know and making these videos every day because I believe in this system. I believe in the billion coin like nothing else because it represents freedom to me, which I am passionate about. I'm also passionate about anything that's truth-based, anything that's true. I've always just had a problem with not knowing what was true. And so I've gotten myself in a lot of trouble over the years because I start reading and I think, oh, that must be true. And then I'll go off and think that's true for a while. And then all of a sudden it hits me, you know what, something's wrong with this. I need to go back and do some more research. And then I realized it wasn't true at all. You see, I went through those experiences over my lifetime, especially with the internet, because you ended up getting so full of information. There was so much information that came, especially after 2000, when the internet matured. It was unbelievable. It's like a library at our fingertips with these search engines that came out like Google and all the rest. It was unbelievable. And so I went crazy. And then I realized, oh, I was wrong about this. I was wrong about that. Oh, wow. So this is who's controlling. This is the central banking system, not who I thought it was. This is what's going on here and there in the world. This is why countries are doing this and why some of them are making peace and most of them are having problems. Okay, and I just kept after it because that's the way I am. I'm passionate about the truth. That's why I'm passionate about the scriptures, the Greek and Hebrew scriptures, because I want to know the truth. I don't want to be deceived. I don't want to listen to somebody tell me and preach to me out of the Bible. I want God to preach to me. Write his words on my heart. Okay? But I use the Bible to verify everything. Because so far, I haven't found a single contradiction in the Bible. This is a book that's been written over a 1,300-year period by multiple authors, and none of them contradicts each other. Now tell me of another book that does that. There is none. Okay, so again, logic plays a lot in what we do with our lives every day and how we think and how we go about things. And common sense, you've got to hang on to it. Don't have an idol in your heart that you worship so much that you throw common sense out the window, because then you're in trouble. Then you closed off and you're not thinking right, but you think you are because you love what you're worshiping. You love the idol, whatever it is, an ideology, a religion, political systems, anything, even if it's a car. Okay. It's like, if I love the Mustang, what should I do? Should I go to the Ford dealer and say, hey, and I pick up a brochure on the Mustang and I go to the guy that's selling cars and I say, God, this Mustang's awesome. What can you tell me about it? Is it any good? Oh yeah, it's the best. And he'll go on and tell you how great that Mustang is. Oh, well, then I'm buying it. Okay. But what you should do is go over to the Consumer Report magazine and find out about the Mustang from a third-party source, right? Common sense. Okay, because then you'll find out if the Mustang doesn't just look awesome, but actually is worth the money. Okay, and that's what we do when we have idols on anything. We tend to blind ourselves because we just want that so much. It just connects with us. It connects with our vanity. Okay, that pride, that hate that we were hardwired with when we were created, when we were born. Okay. We were created subject to vanity, not willingly. We didn't have a choice. Okay, but by him who also subjected us to hope. Okay, so we weren't created subject to humility. I mean, seriously. Again, common sense. We weren't created to be humble or loving. God does that through us. God not only humbles us, but he does all the love through us. That's why he does and says, nobody does good. Nobody's righteous. But then he tells us to be good. He tells us to be righteous. If you don't understand the difference between relative truth and absolute truth, you're not going to understand. You're not going to understand the scriptures, much less be able to teach from them. But anyway, I tell people all the time now that you need to use logic and common sense, especially today, and learn a little bit. We're not like the messaging service where everybody was attracted to it because everybody loves to chat, and they realized that they could chat free without, not chat, well, yeah, chat free. It's a free service, right? It's a free app, but they can chat privately. That's what attracted 200 million people in March to chat with each other. Okay? We're not a chatting service. We are a cryptocurrency that people still don't quite understand how they work. So we have to educate enough so that you realize, oh, I get it now. Now I want to get involved. And if that's what you are, especially now when you join, you'll go through those 10 questions and it will vet you in or out. You'll either get to the 10th question and say, I don't want anything to do with it. You may end up only with one question and get out of it. We sure as heck don't want you. But if you get to all 10 and you're saying, oh my God, where's this been all my life? That's what we want. We want you. So we're giving it away. Okay, $10. Okay, that's for your benefit. That's the only money admin's getting right now. Is $10. And he had to force himself to do that. He had to force himself to make it mandatory that we now, starting in June 1st, have to pay $10. I've already paid my $10. Okay, he gave it to us as an option a few months back. Well, a long time ago, almost a year ago, he gave us the option, and it was it's nothing to me. I was already completely convinced that everything this coin represented was what I was all about. So, and then he also brought out all the kinds of promos. Okay, not just you can spend $100 and get a full coin. And there's a little way that happens. Okay, he gives you cookie rewards 100 million cookie rewards that can be redeemed during a redemption period for 100 million Kringles, which are real. 100 million is one TBC. It's one coin, right? It's one full coin. So we're having a redemption period right now here in May. For the whole month of May, anybody who's got cookie rewards in their back office can exchange them or redeem them for Kringles. Okay, now we're just getting started in this migration period, and we're having a redemption period. So we're very, very busy on that end. So have some patience with the system if you're already in. You've got till the end of May to redeem, so don't be eager to push, because we have all kinds of promos during May where you can get more. And you know from the first migration or the first redemption period that once you push it, that's it for that redemption period. You have to wait till the next one. The next redemption period won't come until November. Okay, so anyway, that's how it works. Okay, but there's other ways to get it where you don't even have to spend $100 or sell me something for $100. Okay, sell me something that's worth $100 and I'll give you Kringle. Okay, I'll give you, its value in Kringle. If it's worth $100 in Kringles, then that transaction will go through and you'll get your 100 million cookies that you can redeem to a full coin either by the end of this month or in November when the next one comes. But we need to get this out. That's the bottom line. We need 1 million billionaires. We need it as fast as possible. We need it by the end of this month. Okay? We need people to get involved and get their hands on at least one coin. Okay? And you can also get the coin in other ways. There's other reward systems because we give rewards to people that go out, like myself, and make videos. You don't have to do it every day. Do it when you can, but be consistent. And you'll get rewarded in Kringles. Okay? Cookie rewards. Okay? Go to a certain meeting or watch a certain video that comes directly from the top, that comes out every Monday morning. It's called the Send Button Meeting. You'll get rewarded just for attending or just for watching the video. How do we know you watched the video? Because Randy will put up a sign somewhere in the video, put up a piece of paper with a word on it and say, here's the word for the day. And then you'll go back in your back office, which you paid $10 for, okay, for a whole year, and a lifetime wallet, and you'll put the word in and you'll hit the button and it'll say, cool, here's 100 million. Here's 1 million. That's what he's giving us for the send button thing. So he's giving you 1 million. Here's 1 million cookies you can redeem for Kringles. Okay, so you get 100 of those and you'll have a full coin. But there's other ways. There's other ways. If you just refer the gift to 100 people, you'll get 10 coins. Okay, and I wouldn't be surprised if you change that to where, hey, bring in 10 and we'll give you a full coin. Okay, because sometimes it's difficult to get 100 people the gift. So if he makes it easier, then that's just better. The more we can get people to duplicate themselves, we only need to duplicate our current membership of 3 million by 9 times, and we'll be at 1 billion. That's nothing, friends, nothing. We'll be there, even if it takes us 3 years. Okay? You know how fast 3 years goes by? I don't even want to think about it. Okay? So, yeah, you want to be a billionaire in 3 years from now? I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. There's no scam going on out here. The most it will cost you to get one full coin, if you want to actually pay for it, is $100 in fiat cash. Okay? We would prefer Bitcoin or something of value, but we'll take your fiat cash. If you want to pay through PayPal and that's all you got, okay, fine. We'll take it. But we want to get it into your hand. It's not for our benefit. We don't need your money. Seriously. We want the billion coin to be money, which it is. It's just not in enough hands to be used as a full economy. But the ones who are having it, the 3 million of us, those ones that are active, we are making deals. We're going out there and talking to people and saying, hey, here's what TBC is. You want to accept it. You know, you've got something I want. Maybe you want something like this. You know, if you've got something for $100 of value and I want it, I'll give you $100. But guess what? Until this reaches our first billion members, that $100 is going to go up in value until it probably reaches 100,000. You want that? Okay, so we're making deals. People will say no, people will say yes. Okay? But that's the way it is. It's the way it's always been. If I have a duck and you have a chicken and we want to trade, I'm either going to say, yeah, I want your chicken, or no, I don't. You know, I want something else. I want a rooster. Or I want a turkey for my duck. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to let you guys go. It's been an hour and 15 minutes. There's so much to talk about that I could just go on and on and on, okay? The economic situation in the world, what's going on, is so right there, okay? You know, it's funny. I was mentioning a few videos back how I've got, or maybe I was talking on Facebook with somebody because they kept insisting that I tell them where I get my resources. How do you know, Paul, what you're talking about? And basically, over the years, in searching, you know, sources, being so obsessed with truth that I narrowed it down to about 30. Okay, and then as time went on, I narrowed it down to like 10 that I would only look at every day. And they were pretty darn good. But once in a while, they would make a mistake. They would say something that turned out not to be quite right, quite true. It wasn't a big deal, but it saved me time because I just eliminated those and it got it down to about 3 or 4 now. 3 or 4 sources that have never been wrong. There are some amazing journalists out there that do their homework. They do their homework and they won't say nothing until they have the facts. Okay? And so I've just been lucky because I've been obsessed like that. Okay? So that's what I do. I've narrowed it down to, I still have, you know, maybe another 4, maybe 7 altogether that I keep right on top of. But if I don't have time in my day because I'm busy, I'm having fun with the kids, whatever, then I'll look at just the 3. Because I know I'll get everything global, the whole geopolitical system, I'll get it updated right there. It'll take me back 45 minutes to go through those 3. Maybe an hour at the most. But if I got time, I'll go through all 7. Because I'll pick up gold nuggets here and there from the other 4. And they're hardly ever wrong. When they are, I can see it just like that from the 3 that I have so much. I can see, oh, well, they're a little off there. They don't quite know the whole situation. And that's okay, because they'll know some other stuff that they're very good at, and they'll say it in different ways that the other 3 don't. And it's just, I don't know. I'm lucky because I've taken the time to do that. Now I can't remember. I have a horrible memory. It's horrendous. Short-term memories doesn't even hardly exist. Okay, and that's just due to some health issues over the years that have just gotten worse as I've gotten older. But so I just read. I just read over things, okay? And it's fine, you know? It's like when we're going someplace new and then my wife says, okay, we're going to go back there. And I'm going, okay, how did we get there? Paul, come on. You don't know, you drove there yesterday. Yeah, I know. We were here but I wasn't really paying attention. And I have 1,000 things on my mind. You know, maybe it's not a short-term memory. It's just maybe that my mind is wired to be all over the place all the time. And that's probably frustrating for you guys. But anyway, thanks for being on with me again today. What's tomorrow? Friday. Awesome. Thank God it's Friday. Okay, I'm already scheduled. Same time, same place, same channel. Okay. So I always going to talk mostly about the same stuff. If I throw in, if I'm lucky enough and I throw in something new, that's cool. But I have to make this video the same because it get the same message out every time, because I don't know who's going to pop onto a video later on, a week or two from now. Doesn't know anything about TBC. They need to know the basics. They need to know why I'm here doing this on my own. I'm not getting paid for it. I'm doing this on my own because I'm a builder. I'm a distributor. And I know the faster I can distribute this coin into other people's hands, the faster our economy will grow and the elimination of poverty will happen. I don't like driving down our metropolitan cities and seeing people have tents on the sidewalk living. It destroys my heart. I can't close my eyes. I can't put my blinders on and just speed down the street and get past it. I actually slow down because I want to take it in. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. This is America, the richest nation in the world. Something's wrong. Okay. So start educating yourselves about cryptocurrency. If you're new, it's an option to protect your wealth. Your wealth isn't all stuck in the stock market or stuck in a bank or stuck in CDs or whatever it is. It's fiat. It's not worth anything unless the people keep having their faith in it. But as you can see, just by opening our eyes around the world, people are losing faith in the US dollar. For the first time in decades, the US dollar is no longer the reserved currency of the world. That should tell you right there that it's very, very scary what's going on. Scary if you've got all your wealth in fiat and you haven't got any gold and you haven't got any silver. Come on. Come on. That's just common sense. Have a little bit so you don't lose everything. But look into cryptocurrency because it's as good as gold and silver. And nobody can steal it from you. Okay? And it can protect your wealth. It may not cure the poverty in the world like our coin can, the billion coin, but it can still protect you. Learn about it. And then realize that our coin is the best of all of them. That's just going to be common sense. It's just going to be logic. Okay? And then get involved because it's not going to cost you anything except $10 fee for your back office and a lifetime wallet with no transaction fees. Come on. If you're not willing to spend 10 bucks, seriously? We don't want you. I'll just come out and say it. We don't want you. You know why? Because you're not putting value on anything. You're not willing to put value on anything. You're too afraid. You're too skeptical to spend 10 measly dollars. Some of those homeless people they're willing to spend $10. I can tell you that already. They have money. They just don't have enough to put a roof over their heads. Okay? But they've got money. Even if they're collecting aluminum cans, they'll come up with money to feed themselves or whatever. And not all of them, but enough of them will. Okay? And we want decent people. We don't want people that are not like-minded. We will have enough to take care of all those people. Okay? We'll be able to do whatever we want. And it's just common sense. When we have abundance in the world and the wealth is spread out among all the people, then that's just it. We'll be able to do what we want, build what we want, take care of our own families and neighbors and everybody on this planet. Nobody will go without, okay? Not any material things. Okay, now there's still going to be problems in the world, but there's not going to be what there are now. That's just ungodly. Okay, I shouldn't say that because God's in control and he's causing that too. But we're hoping that God is ready to, or his plan is to create a change right now. I mean, that's where the world's going. It must be. I've got faith. He's given me the faith. I don't just make the faith up. Scriptures tell us that he measures it out. He mets it out to us. Faith. We get our faith from him. Okay? So if he's given me faith, then I'm pretty sure, it's logical. Okay? But again, I don't know. No, none of us know anything. We just go with the flow. We go with whatever is we're being led by God. It's God's plan. And this is where I'm going. And this is what he's caused me to believe in, caused me to go in that direction. Okay? So there you go. I'll let you guys go. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. God willing, if something comes up tomorrow and I'm unable to, I always say this, then if I'm not on by 5:01, 5:02, then I'm not coming on. Most likely I'm stuck somewhere. Or who knows. Okay, so I'll be on a consistent basis, put it that way. Because I can't shut up about my passions and about TBC, the billion coin, the Kringle coin, and the fact that we're at a time right now when people really need to find out about it. Because you want to get involved as soon as you find out about it. The sooner the better. Okay, not necessarily in the way things have been told to you in the past. Oh, the sooner the better, because those that get in last are going to get nothing. No, it's not going to be that way with us. But the sooner the better will give you more opportunities for yourself. Common sense just will tell you that you'll have an opportunity before others to actually create more wealth for you. Okay? And with that extra wealth, you'll be able to help. You'll be able to start businesses. You'll be able to pass it on to your kids. They'll start business. They'll hire people. They'll pay them in Kringles. And they won't pay them $9 an hour. They'll pay them $100 an hour because it's not going to be a big deal. There's abundance. Okay? No longer people struggling with, mom and dad both having to have jobs in order to keep the roof over their heads and feed their 2 kids. Those days are going to be gone if you will listen to us and join our private community. Okay? Our rules are just basic rules, Respect the coin and respect each other and do what you can do to distribute it and get it in the hands of everybody you know until we get to our first billion people, and the rest will take care of the rest. Okay? All right. Have a great night, guys.